In Australia, there is a national average of 54,000 bushfires per year. Hazard reduction burns are undertaken by each state's fire brigade to reduce the risk of harm to people or property due to bushfires in local areas. McCormick states that while it is intended that fuel reduction burns will be successful in reducing fuel levels with minimum damage to the forest, this is not always the case. Post-burn assessments of past burns in the Blue Mountains found that 30% of burns had negative results and 40% were suboptimal. These negative results occurred when there was more creation of fuel than reduction of fuel, with creation of fuel being the fire's curing of the fuels rather than consumption of them. It is clear that fuel reduction burns are a necessary part of the Australian lifestyle, not only to protect people and their property, but to keep the Australian bush environment healthy, as about 70% of Australia's plants need or tolerate fire. However, there is another way of conducting hazard reduction burns which is less detrimental to the environment. Cultural burning is a term used to describe traditional burning practices developed by the Aboriginal people of Australia. Fire Sticks is one current foundation advocating for and participating in cultural burning practices. They state that cultural burning can include burning or prevention of burning for the health of particular plants, animals and country. It may involve patch burning to create different fire intervals or be used specifically for fuel and hazard reduction purposes. The idea to cultural burning is to put more fire into the environment in a lower intensity, less harmful way, having great benefit for the environment, animals and people of Australia. Not only does it have these material aids, but it also brings great cultural benefits back to the Aboriginal people. Aboriginal Ranger Adrian Brown says it brings back cultural pride to our community and gives us a sense of belonging, knowing that we're back restoring our country. He also believes that balance between traditional fire principles and general hazard reduction burns could be comfortably balanced. So why are cultural burns not conducted more often instead of or alongside hazard reduction burns? While Australian Capital Territory fire authorities have been working with Aboriginal rangers conducting cultural burning, it is hoped that the rest of the Australian states will soon follow. However, it is not highly reported within the media, therefore people are not informed of its success. Often bushfire-related incidents are aimed at a certain target audience, being those who live in rural or bush-surrounded areas. This means the only time audiences that don't live in these areas are reached is when somehow it affects them. In Sydney, for example, often this will be because of a smoke haze clouding the city. However, there is rarely mention of alternate ways to be conducting this burning to be more beneficial for the environment. Cultural burning needs to be known by all Australians so that our country can flourish and its bushlands can be returned back to their full glory while remaining safe for people to be around.